This episode is dedicated to those wrongfully accused and impacted by our current judicial system. Our hearts and prayers go out to the family of Carmelo Anthony and anyone who has lost their child. As a community, we must stand up together, trust God, and learn to use our voice. And now, on to the podcast.
I've been in rooms with Fortune 500 decision makers for over 2 decades. In my career, I helped design brand systems for FedEx, led user experience across products for PNC Bank, directed user experiences for Merck, Pfizer, and GSK, shipped federal student loan platform for the Department of Education, crafted and designed marketing campaigns for Rosetta Stone, even built the creative identity for the National PTA across an 8-year run that touched Microsoft, Amazon Kindle, Target, and the Department of Education, before transitioning to the for-profit side of education with K-12. That's not even half of my professional career. And the whole time, funny enough, I was holding back. Not on purpose, not even out of selfishness, but because the industry taught me that knowledge is leverage and that your network is your net worth, so protect it at all costs. By sharing too freely, you give up or lose your advantage. I bought into that story for over 25 years. Now, throwing that ideology out the window, this podcast exists because I'm done believing that. So welcome to episode 1. This is the S.O.R. podcast.
This episode of the S.O.R. podcast is sponsored by Fuel the Future Platforms, makers of the Assistive LMS, and Lyceum, enterprise AI agents, staffed and managed, as well as Build Smarter Fridays with AI. Don't get left behind. Get in the room.
Welcome to the S.O.R. podcast, sharing our resources. I'm LaVar McCline, but some of you know me as LV, or just Hey Design Guy. I'm an AI and brand strategist, UX designer, educator, and executive director for HDG University, a nonprofit and school here in Texas. And I've been in this game since 2001. That's right, 25 years and counting. This is episode 1, the origin story. I want to tell you exactly why this podcast exists, what drove me to create it, and what you're going to get out of showing up here. And yes, I'm an AI avatar right now. We'll get into that too. Because if I'm going to share resources, I'm sharing all of them, including the tools and workflows I use to build at scale as a one-person operation. But first, let's go back to the beginning. Let's get into it.
Why did you start the S.O.R. podcast?
So, funny story is that the original idea for S.O.R. was to actually be a dating podcast. A few years ago, we all remember COVID, I joined a few of the popular dating apps to find a female co-host where we would continue on the app, go on dates, and then discuss from both a male and female perspective some of the unique individuals and crazy situations or topics we encountered that week. Sounds like a great idea, right? You would think so, but nope, you would be completely wrong. As I was swiping as a business experiment, they were actually looking to date me. So, as you can imagine, it failed fast. Take this as your first lesson in entrepreneurship. Sometimes you fail, and it's okay to start over. Although I was honest, they still called me words I'm sure I can't say or repeat here, in case a kid is watching this. Believe one of the ladies called me the devil, which honestly still hurts a little. Regardless, here we are, friends. Same name with a better intent. I spent a quarter century learning things the hard way that I could have taught somebody in an afternoon, and I didn't. 8 years at the National PTA as Director of Creative and Brand Strategy, working alongside major corporations like Microsoft, Amazon Kindle, Target, and the Department of Education. I built their membership portal, launched their digital asset management system, and led creative for conferences that drew thousands. UX design lead at PNC, designing for Alexa, Google, mobile, and wearables. Lead UX at FedEx, revamping the tracking software that drivers use every day. Senior lead at the U.S. Department of Education, overseeing the redesign of a federal platform through Accenture Federal Services. Director of UX at Digitas Health, overseeing design for GSK, Merck, and Pfizer. Working with Carnegie Mellon, helping the University of Pittsburgh win a UN Climate Change Award. Rosetta Stone, K-12, CMS through Octo Consulting, turning down a role at Facebook, 3 different times actually. I even taught as an adjunct professor at the Art Institutes. I'm not listing those names to impress you. I'm listing them so you understand the weight of what I was sitting on. Frameworks, templates, pricing models, pitch structures, vendor relationships, and 25 years of hard-won lessons from every single one of those engagements.
With this new intent, how do you plan to leverage and utilize the repurposed podcast?
Here is the plan and what is happening right now, because this podcast isn't a standalone thing. It's one piece of a much bigger ecosystem. Hey Design Guy is still the mothership, 25 years and running. The AI Clone Studio, brand strategy, and creative consulting for startups, nonprofits, and corporations. That's the foundation. Then I have HDG University and the Tech Tradesmith Institute, which are the education arm, the 501c3 nonprofit school focused on workforce education, trade skills, digital design, cybersecurity, cloud computing, healthcare tech. I built a DOL registered apprenticeship standard for UX designers, with others pending, that leads to industry-recognized certifications and real careers. Our target audience: career changers, displaced workers, high school students not looking to go to college, veterans, those justice impacted, and anyone who needs to upskill without drowning in debt. We have Beyond Neuro, a cognitive wellness platform I'm co-developing, focused on brain health, neuroplasticity, and accessible wellness tools for caregivers and everyday people who have suffered a stroke or are showing early signs of dementia. It's where health tech meets community impact. Build Smarter Fridays is a bi-weekly AI productivity and brand building series I run in partnership with Joshua Berry at Fuel the Future Platforms. We host live sessions at First United Bank locations in McKinney and Plano, and we're building a content library that shows real people how to use AI tools to work smarter, not just harder. Kind of like this podcast. And I'm also serving as a senior advisor to Bears Dev, sitting on the UC Berkeley Extension Advisory Board for UX Design and collaborating with HyperVSN, the UK 3D holographic creator of the Sphere out in Vegas, as a reseller partner. On this show, we're going to cover everything. Brand strategy in the real world. UX design as a career and a business tool. Entrepreneurship. The messy, honest version. Workforce development and what it actually takes to help people get hired and stay hired. AI tools, content creation, building with technology. And the personal stuff. The mindset shifts, the failures, the pivots, the moments where you almost quit and didn't. I'll bring on guests who are building things that matter. Collaborators like Joshua Berry, Asif Haider, and others who are doing real work in real communities. We'll break down strategies, share templates, open up playbooks, and give you the kind of insider knowledge that used to cost a $250 an hour consulting fee. Because the right resource at the right moment changes everything. That's not just a tagline. That's the lived experience of someone who spent 25 years learning the hard way. So check this out. Here's what I need from you. If this episode and message resonated, share it. Send it to someone who needs to hear it. Drop a comment, leave a review, and follow us. And connect with me on LinkedIn. I respond and I engage. That's not a talking point. That's a promise from someone with 24,000 followers who still answers DMs. Episode 2 of the podcast is coming next week, and we're going even deeper. So don't want to miss it. Also, feel free to check out my passion project and stream HDG Music Group and the refined, inspirational, motivating, hip-hop and house music infused, all spirit-led and all for his glory.